Hello, baseball fans, and welcome to this broadcast of Lamar Viking Junior Varsity Baseball Special Edition here tonight. Varsity is way over at Arlington High School, and tonight we've got JV and Freshmen. JV playing first here in just a few moments. You can see the umpires and the coaches out there for their home plate meeting, which means starting lineups, national anthem, first pitch are just moments away. I'm Bill Frawley, be bringing you the play-by-play. With me tonight, as often is, Al Qualman doing the color commentary. Al, how are you doing?
Great. How are you doing, Bill?
Man, doing fine. I spent 4 days in Seattle, Washington this week, and I'm glad to be back in beautiful Arlington, Texas, where we have an overcast sky, a little bit of spotty rain off and on earlier in the day. They say there's a slight chance of some isolated slight showers. Shouldn't be anything that interrupts the games, I don't believe, tonight. Cool temperatures, a breeze blowing in from center field according to the flag. We feel it in the open window once in a while.
Yeah, that wind coming in is going to affect the game, no doubt about that.
And here we are ready for the starting lineups. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for today's games. First, for the visiting Arlington Colts, batting first in center field, number 12, Dakota Lindemulder. Batting second in right field, number 9, Daniel Gandar. Batting third, the pitcher, number 6, Julian Jimenez. Batting fourth at third base, number 25, Gabe Chavez. Batting fifth, designated hitter, Edwin Alvarado. Batting sixth at first base, number 19, Jack Bordelone. Batting seventh in left field, number 13, Colin Wyan. Batting eighth at shortstop, number 23, Jose Rocha. Batting ninth, second baseman, number 2, Carson Hagan. Starting catcher is number 7, Danny Johnston. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the lineup for your Lamar Vikings. Batting first in center field, number 13, David Frawley. Frawley in center. Batting second at third base, number 15, Caden Cobos. Cobos at third. Batting third at shortstop, number 2, Austin Noel. Noel at short. Batting fourth at first base, number 19, Jake Esker. Esker at first. Batting fifth, your starting pitcher, number 4, Matthew Clark. Clark on the mound. Batting sixth, behind the plate, number 21, Javi Fernandez. Fernandez at catcher. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 12, Merritt J. J at second. Batting eighth in right field, number 8, Cade Hoogerwerf. The Hoog in right. Batting ninth in left field, number 6, Curtis Cox. Cox in left. The rest of your Lamar Vikings are Aiden Howerton, Armand Mohajer, Andrew Amato, Joe Clay, and Caleb Morrell. They're led by Coach Stephen Kelly. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise as you're able. Honor our nation's flag and remember those who have served our country to protect our freedoms as we play the national anthem. All right, well, there's the national anthem, starting lineups, and the pitcher's going to start warming up on the mound tonight. It's going to be Matthew Clark. He's had some varsity experience. He's playing on the JV level right now as they kind of
have that fluid situation where they find the best spot for all the starting guys. Matthew's an asset here to the JV team. He's had some good outings. Javi Fernandez catching tonight. A lot of times it's David Frawley, but Frawley's out in center field tonight. They're also trying to a few new things, get some people experience at different places as district play proceeds. Al, we can hear the wind coming in through the microphones a little bit.
Yes, we can. It's blowing pretty strong, and we're ahead of the front, though, from tomorrow, so...
Starting battery for your Lamar Vikings. Behind the plate, number 21, Javi Fernandez. Fernandez, the catcher. And on the mound, number 4, Matthew Clark. Clark, starting pitcher for your Vikings.
Well, earlier this week, and I believe it was on Monday night, the Vikings and the Colts played their JV game over at Arlington High School. The Vikings got out to a fairly early lead and held that lead most of the game, but it just faded away in the final 2 innings, and unfortunately, they went into an 8th inning, in fact, and unfortunately for the Vikings, the Colts came out victorious there in walk-off fashion. So 2 equally matched teams. If pitching, as always, and errors can stay on track for the Vikings, they've got a real shot at being victorious here tonight.
Yes, Bill, Arlington Colts traditionally strong baseball team, so we'll see how this works out.
Leading
tonight.
off for the Colts, number 12 center fielder Dakota Lindemulder.
All right, so Dakota Lindemulder will come up.
And Bill, as you might expect, that outfield is playing a little bit in for the Vikings tonight with that wind blowing in.
Yeah, definitely so. There's first pitch in there for ball 1.
Today's first pitch temperature, 72 degrees.
A very comfortable 72 degrees tonight.
Yeah, just with that slight breeze is all, but that doesn't hurt anything. He's fouled 1 back for strike 1. Count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch misses for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to Lindemulder, leadoff hitter for the Colts. Fouls that one back out of play. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bouncing ball goes foul. The count stays even at 2-2.
Bill, why don't we go through the lineup for the Vikings tonight?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Al.
We've got...
and I'll just pop in with some play-by-play while you're doing that.
Jake Esker at first. Merritt J is playing second. Shortstop is Austin Noel.
That pitch misses low for ball 3. Full count now to Lindemulder.
At third is Caden Kobos. In left field is Curtis Cox. Center field is David Frawley.
There's a swing, another foul ball.
And in right field is Cade Hoogerworth.
There you go. Starting lineup for the Vikings. Behind the plate, Javi Fernandez, and on the mound, Matthew Clark. Lindemulder, the leadoff hitter at bat for the Colts, right-hander, as you can see on the video feed. He is getting into the pitch count already. Frawley is going to make a run for that, but it's a clean base hit into right center. And Lindemulder, after about 8 or 9 pitches, gets on first with a base hit.
Good at-bat for the leadoff hitter for the Colts there, Lindemulder. He fought off 2 pitches on a 2-strike
The next
count.
batter is number 9 right fielder Daniel Gandar.
So
Fought off a couple pitches and then got a hit into
right
center field. So he's now at first.
Well, the first pitch to Gandar misses for ball 1. Looks like that dropped a little bit low.
And Bill, as always, to our listeners out there tonight, if you happen to be listening in and you'd like a shout out, just give us a text message at 214-762-0178 or
817-719-6522. Again, 817-719-6522. Send us a text. Let us know. We'll repeat those throughout the game a little bit and give you a chance to get something to write with. There's a little fly ball that goes into left center. Frawley goes over, picks that up, throws it into the shortstop. And the runners are going to be at first and second now after 2 leadoff hits.
If you're listening in, we love to give shout-outs, so just let us know if you're there, and we'll mention your name over the air.
The next batter is number 6, pitcher Julian Jimenez.
Well, with no outs and 2 on, the Colts are off to a pretty quick start here.
2 hits.
There's a looper that goes into short right field. Is caught by Hoogerwerf, throws back, and the double play because the runner from first was headed up there. The Bang Bang double play is brought to you by Kate Hoogerwerf and Jake Esker.
Great play by Hoogerworthy.
The next batter is number 25, third baseman Gabe Chavez.
Wow, that was really a heads-up play by Hoogerwerf, not only to run in, playing shallow like you had mentioned, catch that ball. There's a bouncing ball to the shortstop. Austin Noel picks it up, throws over, clean throw, and just like that, there's 3 outs. So no damage after the 2 base hits. We'll be back in just a few moments.
The bottom of the first inning for the Vikings, center fielder David Frawley.
Well, starting off tonight, as usual on the JV team, David Frawley, the leadoff hitter. First pitch comes in, strike 1. Frawley got on base 4 times, I believe, Tuesday night in the game with a bunt, a base hit, a walk. I can't remember all the different ways. I was out of town, but getting the text messages. That pitch misses for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. We are in the bottom of the first inning, just underway, no score. That pitch misses high for ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike now to Frawley. Playing center field tonight, which is not too unusual, but typically at catcher, but he's done some center field action before. Looked at that one, wanted it, held back, and it's a called strike 2, so the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So he'll be defending the plate now, protecting the plate.
Yeah, David's done a great job of getting on base so far this season. He's got a high on-base percentage. Yeah.
He hits that one. It just goes past the pitcher to the second baseman and just beats him by about a step. So couldn't outrun that one. And with that, there's 1 out.
Number 15, third baseman Caden Kobos.
Caden's a consistent hitter, and it looks like they're moving him up in the lineup tonight, Bill.
Yeah, he's batted second some, but over time he has moved up, and he's a pretty good hitter. I would expect to see him hit it kind of over shortstop into left center. First pitch in there for strike 1, and that pitch in there for strike 2. So pretty quickly, Kobos now with an 0-2 count. Nobody on, 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning, no score.
Pitcher Julian Jimenez is now ahead of Caden, 0-2.
Pitch misses way outside for ball 1, trying to see if he could get him to chase one, I think. I don't know if that one went a little bit further outside than he intended, but either way, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kobos. And he swings and misses for strike 3. Number 2, your shortstop, Austin Noel. Well, Austin swings and misses at that one for strike 1. So Jimenez has got some stuff going tonight.
Looks pretty polished there on the mound.
I think he swung and missed there. I think that ball hit I don't think it was a foul ball. I think it actually might have hit something and bounced off the glove. But either way, no balls and 2 strikes to Austin Noel, playing shortstop as usual tonight.
Colts also.
There's a ground ball hit sharply to the third baseman. He bobbles it, picks it up, throws. Way offline, it goes to the bullpen wall, and Austin Noel slides in safely with reaching on an error and advancing on the same error.
Noel gets into scoring position there on the overthrow.
Number 19, first baseman Jake Esker.
Jake Esker comes up to the plate with his air raid siren walk up.
Batting cleanup tonight, and they got a runner in scoring position. So a opportunity for Lamar to take an early lead here on an error.
First pitch misses for ball 1. Yeah, it'd be nice if Esker can get one of his left center hits here. That pitch a little bit in the low hand corner of the strike zone evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Oh, he swings and misses at that one. Looks like it was pretty much down the middle. I can't tell if Esker kind of was pulling back. Something was a little bit awkward with his swing there. Count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Jimenez is working out of the stretch, keeping an eye on the runner. Now checks the runner.
Austin Noel goes back to second, but nobody holding him tight, so no throw.
So now Esker's got to protect the plate now with the 2 strike count.
Pitch is low and outside for ball 2. Count evens up at 2-2. As you probably would guess or can tell if you're watching the video feed also, Lamar High School in the all-white shirt and pants, and Arlington in the very dark green, I'm colorblind, looks black to me, and gray pants. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3, so we don't get any runs. We strand 1, no score. We'll be back.
Leading off in the top of the second inning for the Colts, number 20 designated hitter, Edwin Alvarado.
All right, the DH, Edwin Alvarado, is coming up. He's the number 5 hitter in their lineup. First pitch misses for ball 1. Right-handed player. I didn't see him out in the field because he's DHing. There's a high fly ball. Looks to be catchable, and it's going to be tracked in by David Frawley, the center fielder, who comes in pretty close to the dirt to make that catch.
So 1 up, 1 down.
Yeah, on only 2 pitches.
The next batter is first baseman number 19, Jack Bordelon.
So Jack Bordelon, left-handed batter, playing first base. So a left-handed first baseman. Pitch misses inside for ball 1.
Bill, so far Clark's shown good control.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No real mistakes.
Strikes.
Yeah, they just happened to hit a couple of them in the first inning, but no damage as they stranded 1 runner. That pitch misses for ball 2.
But the key in all levels of baseball is getting that first pitch strike, getting ahead of batters.
Yeah, and unfortunately right here, now he's in the hole 3-0 to Bordelon.
I think I jinxed him.
Yeah. The old sportscaster's jinx. And that pitch misses, and on 4 pitches, Bordelon is on with a walk. What do you got to say about the next one, Al?
Let's leave that one alone.
The next batter is left fielder number 13, Colin Wyan.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. So with 1 out and 1 on, Colin Wyan comes up to the plate. He's playing left field for the Colts tonight. Pitch misses high for ball 1, so that's 5 straight balls now.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Clark just seems to have lost it. Hopefully it's just a temporary thing here, and he'll throw a strike here. No.
Well, he misses again. Now ball 2, or as in Aggie land when a pitcher is struggling. Ball 6.
And the catcher may need to come out and have a talk with him here if he throws another ball.
All right, there's strike 1.
Here we go.
2 balls. Now, if nothing else, that's just got to be some confidence regaining for Clark. Because, I've never pitched. Like I said before, I wouldn't even pitch and coach pitch when I was coaching. I was afraid I was going to hit the kids. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2, so now the count evens up. So I have no idea what they kind of go through. My son Charlie pitched just a little bit. David has pitched some, and I've known some other guys. There's a bouncing ball that's going to come to the third baseman, Cobos. Throws over and just in time, beats him by a step.
Great play by Cobos.
Oh, yeah, he had to charge that ball because it was not hit very hard at all. So the 5-3 play will get number 13. And now there's 2 outs with 1 on.
Strong play by Cobos.
The next batter is shortstop number 23, Jose.
Yeah, that was a strong throw, and just the way that the ball wasn't hit quickly, I was afraid the guy might have a shot at running it out.
And he did.
But Cobos beat him by at least a full step. First pitch misses for ball 1. So what looked to be a fairly rocky start in a way for Clark. Now there's 2 outs and 1 on. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1.
Well, they are way ahead of Clark. He's throwing some off-speed pitches, mixing in the fastball.
Yeah. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 1 on. That runner's at second base. And there's a called strike 2. Now Clark's ahead of this batter. So he went from 6 straight balls to getting someone to ground out to third, and now he's ahead of this batter, 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs.
Caught the outside corner on that last pitch. And
swing and a miss for strike 3. Throw it. Wow. He did drop it. He didn't throw it at first.
Leading off in the bottom of the second inning for the Vikings, it's your pitcher, number 4, Matthew Clark.
So left-hand batting Clark leading off here in the bottom of the second.
And the first pitch gets away from everybody back over to the wall for ball 1.
Way outside.
As they would say in the movie, just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And that misses low for ball 2. Want to thank Jay Ryan, our executive producer, as always. For a little while tonight, I know he's back at the bunker. No, he called that a strike. But I think he's out for a while. But as always, he helps get all of our technology going, gets the links. Want to give Yachty Pagan a shout-out. He kind of helped set the camera up and make sure it was focused. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2.
Yachty's the second executive director.
He can be director, but yeah. And Jay Wright is always the producer and does a fantastic job, not only on this, but so many things for Lamar High School, athletics and other things. And there's a called strike 3.
Yachty's the field engineer. How's that?
Number 21, catcher, Javi Fernandez. So Javi, go ahead there.
Great walk-up music for Javi.
Oh, there's a good pitch for Jimenez. It catches the strike zone.
Yachty just mentioned it made him proud to be Puerto Rican.
Yeah. All right. Time taken by Fernandez. He steps out, looks at the signal from the coach Kelly over at third, gets it. He's back in. 0-1 pitch. It's a ground ball hit over to the third baseman, goes through his legs. Now that'll be an error, but Fernandez is on base.
Tough hop there for the third baseman. He had to wait on it.
The next batter, second baseman number 12, Merritt J.
Merritt J with his quasi-Irish ditty music that he likes. Throw back over to first to Javi, but nothing doing.
We go from Puerto Rico to Ireland.
There you go.
Always good. See if we can go around the world here tonight in some walk-up music.
I'll have to set that up sometime and surprise the guys. There's a foul tip for strike 1, the first pitch thrown to Merritt. Now, Cade Hoogerwerf is on deck. We ought to be able to come up with something international for him. Texas. Yachty Pagan saying Texas, we're our own country. Swing and a miss from Merritt J, strike 2, so no balls and 2 strikes.
We got some Texas country walk-up, and we got some country walk-up.
Oh, yeah.
Old school country walk-up.
True. No balls and 2 strikes to Merritt J. Javi Fernandez, the runner at first. Nobody out. Excuse me, there's 1 out. As I think Matthew Clark struck out to start the inning.
Good move over to first by Julian Jimenez.
Javi not taking a huge lead. The ball gets away from the catcher. Javi will make it over to second easily. Takes a little turn. And now we've got a runner in scoring position.
She mentioned Javi now at second base, so base hit will get him in.
Left fielder playing quite a bit over towards the line. There's a big gap in left center. There's a high fly ball that's not going to go anywhere. In fact, it may go out of play. The catcher making a play for it, but it bounces just to his right. I was afraid that was going to be out number 2, but it ended up falling harmlessly foul next to the catcher, who had to turn around a little bit, trying to make a play for it. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the second, no score. That ball is low and inside, gets away from the catcher. Fernandez makes it to third, takes a turn. Pitcher comes in to cover the plate. And now we've got the guy, Javi Fernandez.
And Bill, the right fielder for the Colts, Daniel Gardner, is playing way back with a left-hand batting Merritt J up, so any kind of hit is going to get the runner in.
Pitch caught the outside corner for strike 3. That's a rough one.
That is a rough one. That was on the outside corner, called strike.
The next batter for your Vikings is right fielder number 8, Cade Hoogerwerf. So the Hoog comes up, swings at the first pitch, misses for strike one. Al, I've got a feeling it might be a 1 or 2 run margin in this game, no matter how many runs are scored, so every run's going to count. If there's any way we can get Fernandez to score here, it would be great. That pitch is right on the outside edge of the strike zone, so no balls and 2 strikes. So now Hoogerwerth finds himself in a hole with 2 outs and 1 on.
Wild pitcher pass ball, get Fernandez in.
And there's called strike 3 right down the middle. No score, we'll be back.
Leading off in the top of the 3rd inning for the Colts, second baseman number 2, Carson Hagan.
All right, the number 9 batter up to the plate for the Colts. Left-hander Carson Hagan. Little dribbler that bounced either off of his foot or off of home plate. It goes foul, even though it went pretty much right into fair territory. So there's that first pitch strike that Clark's been looking for. Good way to start off the top of the 3rd. No balls and 1 strike. Pitch misses low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Carson Hagan, the left-handed second baseman for the Colts. That pitch just missed upstairs, ball 2. Well, the overcast sky prevents sun from getting in the way of the players out in the field. The lights are on, but what a great evening overall.
Great evening.
It's a foul ball that goes into the, or just behind the stands, somewhere towards my vehicle back there, I think. Count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I'm getting reports of getting no sound. Next pitch is ball outside. Count goes to 3-2.
There's a line drive to the second baseman, Merritt J, for out number 1. The next batter, center fielder Number 12, Dakota Lindemulder. Okay, I've just made a tweak to increase our sound a little bit.
Hopefully our listeners are able to hear us. So I understand we've had some audio problems.
There's a high fly ball. Looks like Merritt J's coming in to make the play as the second baseman, and he does, and pretty quickly, 2 outs. Merritt J making both of those plays, a line drive and now the high fly ball. The next batter is number 9, Daniel Gandar.
Merritt playing second tonight. He's
pretty often there. Hey, getting some reports of buffering. I've got to check and see if that may have something to do with our air card. Have to check with our provider on that. 1 ball and no strikes. That pitch misses also. Now the count goes 2 balls and no strikes to Gandar, who got on with a single back in the first inning, but then was doubled up after the fly ball to right field, and Hoogerward quickly threw it back to first. That pitch misses, and the count goes to 3 balls and no strikes. Ground ball to the shortstop, Austin Noel, who runs. I think we're going to call that a single because he never really had a good glove on it.
That was a hit. That ball was in the hole, and Noel would have had to make a strong throw to get him out of
the next batter is number 6, Julian Jimenez. All right, I understand we've got a fan, Patty, up in New York State. It's listening. There's a high fly ball, another Viking fan. And Jake Esker reaches over in front of Merritt J to make that one. Merritt might have made all 3 outs if it hadn't been for that. But 1 hit, no runs, 1 left on. We'll be back, no score.
Leading off in the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Vikings, it's number 6, Curtis Cox.
Okay, we're back in action here now in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Readjusting a few things sound-wise, so hopefully, Al, you might want to check, make sure your microphone's up and close. I just readjusted mine also. But we appreciate any of the feedback someone can give us and make sure we do our best to try to adjust things here to get a good broadcast out for you. I missed the first pitch. I'm afraid it was a strike. That was a strike for sure. This umpire's not showing his count as often as some do.
We'll call the ball right now, Bill.
See what happens. That pitch is Umpire looks at the scoreboard.
Bill, we got a pitcher's duel going on here. 0-0 here going into the bottom of the third.
Definitely so. Jimenez throwing a no-hitter so far coming into the third inning for the Colts. That ball goes back and away. Foul. We believe the count is 2-2.
It's either 2-2 or 1-2.
I think he just showed 1-2.
Okay. We'll go with that. How's that sound?
Yeah. That pitch misses, and that should bring it to 2-2. He's having a hard time seeing his finger quickly with the netting and everything, but I think that's right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Curtis Cox, left fielder tonight for the Vikings, leading off here in the bottom of the third. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. That is the 6th strikeout tonight for Jimenez. Incredible.
Julian Jimenez also getting a lot of strikeouts swinging as well.
Number 13, David Frawley.
Frawley comes up. He grounded out to the second baseman in the first inning. Looks at the first pitch, strike 1. We've got a good crowd out here tonight, Al. The stand's pretty full for the home side for the Vikings. Have a lot of people, students and parents and other family and friends. And then a pretty good crowd over here for the Arlington Colts as well.
Well represented on both sides.
That pitch misses for ball 1, so the count now goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. That pitch is upstairs, misses for ball 2. So Frawley looking to get his first trip to first base tonight. Here comes the 2-1 pitch, and that's high and inside for ball 3. He's pretty good at working counts.
And we know if David can get on base, he's a threat to steal.
Oh, definitely so. I think he stole 4 or 5 bases on Tuesday or Monday night over at Arlington High. Here's the 3-1. He looks at that one down the middle for strike 2, pretty much down the middle. Bottom half of the strike zone, but I think the red light was on. Now the full count. Now it'll be fun to see how many foul balls he hits off, because he has had some 12 and 13 at-bats before.
And there's the dirt.
Yep.
The next batter is number 15, Caden Kobos.
You can send me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down.
All right. Frawley getting a pretty good lead over at first base.
Taking a healthy lead over there. Looks like he was about to take off on that first pitch. I'd be surprised if David doesn't look to steal here.
Yeah, on some of the games, you only have Coach Kelly, because they only have one JV coach, and then a student, if anyone, coaching first. But tonight, Coach Woolsey, the freshman coach, is over there coaching first. Frawley had a pretty good lead there. The throw was kind of off to the right-hand side as the pitcher throws. And so Frawley's reached back just in time to avoid getting out. So
good job by the first baseman, Bordelone, to pick that throw.
Well, I think the pitcher has heard about Frawley, may remember him from some previous games. They played in some tournaments, and then, of course, saw him in action last week. They're trying to keep him tight. Frawley goes. The catcher made a bobble, and he's in there safely with a stolen base.
Yeah, he had no chance when he would have had no chance either way.
Stolen base for David Frawley. Play a little Bad Boys theme music from the Cops show. Celebrate that stolen base here in the ballpark. Count 2 balls and no strikes. The pitcher has thrown more balls to first base than he has across the plate at this at-bat. There's a swing and a miss, strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Kobos. Now it's going to be interesting to see if Frawley makes a run to third base.
See if we can create a run here with some speed.
Yeah. Got a great lead. No one holding him tight at second. Swing and a miss. He had to stretch and reach out. Oh, we must have had the count off because that was a strike 3. 3.
Yeah, I must have missed one there, Bill. That was... Missed the first strike.
Number 2, Austin Noel.
So Austin Noel, the batter, with 2 outs. Pitch is low and inside for ball 1. Frawley watching for any opportunity to get to third. There have been a couple of passed balls here this game so far. Pitcher steps off the mound, looks at second. Frawley doesn't even go all the way back. No throw. Frawley goes to third. Foul ball. He'll have to go back to second. Boy, he had that base stolen if that hadn't been a foul ball, or he was going to be safe and possibly score if it was a base hit, because he had a healthy lead and jump on that one.
Yeah, he had that base stolen. Bill, want to give a shout out today to a listener in St. Louisville, Ohio.
Nice.
Who's checking out our audio for us, Karen Hunter.
Oh, great. Appreciate the letting us know you're listening, watching, and the feedback on our audio.
Giving us some help on the audio.
Yeah. Here comes a 1-1 pitch to Austin Noel. Frawley takes a big lead. Foul ball again, back over the catcher's head to the wall. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Noel had a good cut at that pitch. Just missed it. Hittable pitch. Up high. High in the strike zone.
Protecting the plate, trying to keep this at bat alive and see if he can't get on base and advance Frawley to at least third, if not score. Here's the stretch. Wow. The pitcher Frawley was many steps away from second.
Looked like he was leaning to third there, but got back in time.
Wow, just barely. He slid. His uniform is already dirty. He slid back a few times. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Frawley goes to third. It's the ball. He bobbles it, and no throw as Frawley slides in to third base safely. And now,
well, you know what they say, Bill, right? If your uniform's not dirty, you're not trying.
That's true. Now a pass ball would score a run. There's a
line drive.
Wow. Coach Woolsey kind of ducking out of the way just a little bit. That was a sharply hit ball. If Austin Noel can move that ball to the left, about 10 degrees to the left, he's got a base hit down the line.
He was ahead of that pitch.
Oh, yeah.
Hit it on a line.
Yeah, the left-hander Noel hit that over toward the bullpen off the first base line. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Number 2 at the plate, so 2s all across the top of the scoreboard. Frawley, the runner at third. And any pass ball or wild pitch, and he should be scoring and put this 0-0 tie to bed.
David could put a lot of pressure on his team with his base running and see if he can make something happen here.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. There's another foul ball. Count stays even at 2-2. Pitch is low and inside. The count goes full.
So big payoff pitch here. Runner at third. 2 outs. Noel the batter.
Here's the pitch.
Payoff
fly
pitch
ball into right center.
Scoring on Austin Noel's base hit, David Frawley. Now batting number 19, Jake Esker. Well,
just as we had hoped, they got something going to where Frawley came in and scored after stealing second and third tonight. After his first trip.
So 1 hit, 1 run.
Hey, talk about efficiency, right? Of course, the walk got Frawley on. There's a swing and a miss from Esker for strike one.
And David with the speed taking second and third.
Yes, he helped manufacture that run, didn't he?
Helped manufacture that run there.
Good leadoff hitter, Frawley is. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Outside, the ball gets away from the catcher again. Austin Noel gets to second base. Oh, that was interesting. Now Austin Noel
is going to
third after what appeared to be a very awkward throw, and I just kind of wonder if the catcher is okay because he was going to throw the ball back to the pitcher, but the ball went off to the left and very short.
I think the catcher there tried to hold up his throw and couldn't.
So now Austin Noel at third base with 2 outs. There's a foul ball back to the net. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So one more wild pitch or pass ball or base hit, and Austin Noel should be crossing the plate. With our score 1-0 here in the bottom of the third in favor of the Vikings.
And the runs have been hard to come by this game, Bill.
Yeah,
so every run counts.
Stingy pitching. There's a line drive to the second baseman who catches it for the third out, but the Vikings get a run. It's 1-0. We'll be back.
Leading it off in the top of the 4th inning for the Colts, number 25, Gabe Chavez.
Well, so Gabe Chavez is going to be leading off here in the top of the 4th inning. He grounded out to the shortstop for the third out of the first inning. That was his only previous at bat. That pitch is in the dirt for ball 1.
Now Clark pitching with a lead here in the top of the 4th. First lead for the Vikings.
Yep. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. High pop fly. Merritt J calling for it. Oh! But Caden Kobos comes in, and did that go into his glove or bounce next to him?
No, it did not. They just couldn't get to it.
We'll call that an infield single then.
Looked like a little bit of indecision on who was going to call that ball.
Yeah.
But it was almost a little Texas leaguer in the infield, if that's possible, Bill.
Number 20, Edwin Alvarado.
So a bit of an unfortunate play there. Gets a runner on first.
There's a line drive or ground ball sharply hit that goes up the middle.
Oh.
Frawley throws an awkward throw. Fortunately, no harm as it went over toward the pitcher's mound into the first base line. Javi Fernandez caught it. That was interesting because it didn't look like Merritt J was expecting a throw.
Dave was trying to get the force at second, and he would have got the force with the clean throw, but a little offline there. So now runners at first and second with nobody out.
The batter is number 19, Jack Bordelon.
And Bordelon there on the first pitch tried to bunt the runners and fouled it off, Bill, so it's an 0-1 count.
So now they're trying to make something happen, get 2 runners in scoring position. Good opportunity to do that for the Colts as they have 2 on with nobody out.
And in a 1-0 game, it's a good strategy here to play a little bit of small ball, see if they can advance the runners, get them both into scoring position.
All right, so the second baseman playing deep in the dirt. Esker at first is playing up on the edge of the grass. Kobos coming up just a little bit. He tries another bunt, and that goes foul for strike 2.
Somewhat of a half-hearted attempt at a bunt by Bordelon there. He really didn't seem committed to either one. As a result, he fouled both of those off.
Here comes the 0-2. The runners are going. There's a little tapper that goes foul. And I believe on foul ball, isn't that strike 3 on foul ball, you're out?
No, he didn't try to bunt. He was swinging there. On a bunt, it would be an out, but on a...
Oh, it was a full swing. I got you. Yeah. It was okay, gotcha. It went about as far as a bunt attempt would go.
Right.
Okay, my bad.
It kind of looked like a bunt, but really wasn't.
Oh, man. Matthew Clark turns around and throws quickly.
And Matthew, be careful of that throw.
He almost threw a base hit into center field. Fortunately, Austin Noel's got a pretty good wingspan, and he reached out and grabbed that one as they try to pick the runner at second.
David Frawley is playing shallow enough to where that could get by him, too, if he doesn't.
Here comes the 0-2, and that one goes foul back again. And the count stays at 0-2.
Would be really a good time for a strikeout here from Clark. See if he can get Bordelon here on the third strike pitch.
Runners are going. Foul ball. Runners are going to have to go back. Count stays at 0-2. So Bordelon trying to do that combination of protect the plate with the 0-2 count, but also trying to do something to where the...
Gabe Chavez at second is looking to take third, so he's running on every pitch, Bill.
All right, new ball goes up to the mound for Matthew Clark.
Clark's going to have to keep an eye on Chavez here, or else he's going to take third.
A ground ball would be pretty nice here if we could get a double play out of it because there's 2 on and nobody out. Top of the 4th. Here's the pitch outside for ball 1.
That time Fernandez is second, held. See what he does on this next pitch. Clark stepped off the rubber, got him back to second. He's doing a good job of holding him there.
Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. A throw to third gets the runner, and there's out. 2 outs. A double play, if you will, with the strikeout and the pick.
Bang, bang.
So a K to number 19, and then a 2-5 gets number 25. And
killed that rally right away.
Exactly. The next batter is number 13, Colin Wyand. Well, so here we go from 2 on and nobody out to 1 on and 2 outs, and the runner's at first. Great play by Javi Fernandez at catcher to
good throw by Fernandez.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 1.
And good anticipation on a catcher like that. You've got to anticipate that throw and that run, and he did, and he was all over it. He got that he got him well within time. He had him by a couple body lengths.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
It was like in one of those comedy cartoons or shows where the guy's just hanging there with the ball waiting for him to come in and touch it.
Yeah.
And that pitch misses. Now the count 1-1 strike.
Yeah, Caden Kobos had plenty of time to put that tag on him.
Well, a couple of times the Vikings have gotten in an apparent jam or start of a jam and worked out of it with some double play action.
Right, first inning and now this inning, the fourth.
Now the count goes to 1-2 strikes.
And now Clark taking command of this inning.
Yep. Colin Wyand, he grounded out to the third baseman back in the second inning. He taps one foul. Oh, is he swinging?
Third strike.
Oh, yeah, I thought he fouled it, but he swung. And now the throw to first base goes off to the left of Jake Esker. And now we've got runners at the corners with 2 outs.
Well, that was a third pitch strike, but it got past the catcher.
The next batter is number 23, Jose Rocha.
And he was unable to get the runner at first. The runner at first advanced to third.
And it seemed like that almost caught Javi Fernandez by surprise at first because there was a swing and the miss. The ball went, and he kind of froze, and then, oh, yeah, better get that ball and throw it.
Yeah, unfortunate play there. He did strike him out, but the ball got by the catcher.
Matthew Clark throws back over to first. The runner gets back in plenty of time.
So big at-bat here. Jose Rocha, the batter.
Swing and a miss there for strike 1. Rocha struck out swinging back in the second to end that inning, his only previous at-bat of the game. Maybe we can get him to do that again. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Runner goes to second, pretty much indifference by the catcher, as you're going to give up that when you've got a runner at third. So now there's no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on.
So single would score 2 here.
But hopefully it's going to be...
Got
and that's
him.
a called strike 3 on the far outside edge of the corner.
Big pitch.
Wow. Still 1-0. We'll be back.
Leading off deep in the heart of Texas for the Vikings in the bottom of the fourth, Matthew Clark.
Well, Matthew Clark comes up to the plate. Our pitcher tonight doing an excellent job. Left-handed batter. He'll be starting off here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Vikings have that 1-0 lead that came just an inning ago in the third.
Big strikeout there by Clark there in the
to end that,
top of the fourth.
Definitely so. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. Clark struck out looking in the second, where Jimenez struck out the side. All of them strike threes looking. Now the count 2-0 to Clark. Former Lamar Viking Aaron Kelly up in the booth with us, coming up to say hello tonight. It's always fun when some former students come up and say hello. There's called strike one. Now the count goes to 2-1.
Aaron now teaching at Castleberry, is that correct? Yes, sir. All right. Aaron's guiding our youth.
That's right. Today's youth, tomorrow's leaders, right, Aaron? There's an outside edge of the plate for strike two. The count goes full. What subject are you teaching? Texas history. What, 8th grade? 7th grade, yep. So that was strike three. No, it was ball four, but he got on base.
He's on base. The ball got past the catcher.
Number 21, Javi Fernandez.
Little known fact, Aaron was also a parking lot attendant at the Texas Rangers many, many years ago, correct?
No, we're just making you feel wise and mature. First pitch goes foul by Fernandez. No balls and one strike.
I didn't get to see much of the game yesterday, but Hunter Pence, the newer player Rangers, was from Arlington High, and he was also a parking lot attendant. Little known fact. Yeah.
Time is called by the batter Fernandez. It's granted. He goes out, adjusts everything, steps back into the batter's box. Now Jimenez ready to deliver the 0-1 pitch. With Matthew Clark, the runner at first. Low and outside. Good job of the catcher to scoot over and block that one. Count goes 1-1. Clark not able to advance on a ball that could sometimes go back to the wall. One difference, Al, this ballpark compared to just across over at Arlington High where varsity is playing tonight, the distance between the home plate and the wall, there is very little foul ball territory over at Arlington High. So if a ball goes wild or past ball, wild pitch or past ball, it doesn't have very far to go. Matthew Clark going to steal cleanly.
Matthew Clark had a big lead there.
Stolen base by Matthew Clark.
He got the stolen base. Now a 2-1 count.
And Matthew Clark in scoring position with no out. So the Vikings have a shot here at putting another run on the board in this inning. Clark has some speed on the bases. Wow, that was a nasty pitch there. That thing had some movement.
Yeah.
Yep. Got in there for strike two. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. It was low, swing and a miss for strike three, but the ball goes way off toward the fence. So now we've got runners on the corner. So after the Colts put one on with a drop strike three, we put one on, and that puts runners at the corners.
Some potential. Now Mountain Conference.
Just as I'm playing the walk-up music for Merritt J and about to announce him, the coach comes out for the Colts.
Going to have a decision here. It's bottom of the fourth. 1-0 game. Runners at first and third, but nobody out for the Vikings, so they're looking to increase their lead in this very low-scoring game. He is going to leave him in.
Number 12, Merritt J. All right, so Merritt J has a great opportunity here. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Bottom of the fourth inning. First pitch low. It gets away from the catcher.
And Hernandez moves up to seconds.
Fernandez, but yes, he moves up to second base. Takes that opportunity. So now 2 in scoring position. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes to Merritt J. That pitch is low. 2 balls and no strikes. Wow, so Jimenez, who had great control and was throwing a no-hitter into the 3rd inning, now
running into some difficulty.
Yeah, a lot of things dropping, so his delivery is off. That pitch is outside. The count goes to 3-0.
And you can see he's clearly upset.
Yeah, you can tell this is getting into his head a little bit, which will happen, especially in high school. But that's a tough thing. You know, what they say, baseball is 80% mental and the other half is physical, right?
That's Yogi said that.
All right, here comes the pitch. And that is inside, gets away from the catcher, and that's going to score Matthew Clark easily. Scoring for the Vikings, number 4, Matthew Clark. Number 8,
Cade Hoogerwerf.
So Jimenez running into some difficulty with his control and wild pitches this inning, Bill. 1 run scored, runners at 1st and 3rd, still nobody out.
Shows bunt, pulls back, called strike 1. Hoogerwerf looking at the umpire, wondering where that call came from. I mean, being polite, but I thought that was kind of low, but not the call, the pitch. Yeah, as Aaron Kelly was mentioning, the corners are coming in for the Vikings, anticipating a potential double play here.
3rd baseman is playing in.
That pitch sails and stays high for ball 1. And stealing home is Javi Fernandez. And going to 2nd.
And moving to 3rd is Merritt J.
Oh, man. And just a kind of a brain freeze there by the Colt defense, as no one chased the ball when Fernandez came in the bad throw.
Wow.
Stealing home plate, Javi Fernandez.
So the Vikings manufacture a run there and now go ahead 3-0.
With a runner on 3rd base, no outs. The 1-1 pitch misses. It's 2-1. Wow, what a 4th inning here for the Vikings. All kinds of craziness going on.
Just aggressiveness on the base pass and really paying off.
That pitch is outside. Oh, he calls it a strike. That looked outside. I couldn't tell, was he saying it was outside or did he call a strike? It's 3-1. Yeah, he did this. It's kind of confusing when they do that sometimes. And there's ball 4.
It's another walk.
Number 6, Curtis Cox. All right, well, now with no outs, runners on the corners. 2 runs have come in this inning for the Vikings. Curtis shows bunt, pulls back, ball 1.
So, Aaron, what was the lesson today in Texas history? Oil.
Oh, must have talked a little bit about the Permian Basin where I grew up then.
A lot of rich history out there.
That place is booming. There's a strike. Yes, I grew up in Odessa. Well, I went to junior high. I don't know if I've ever grown up, but I was raised in Odessa. Did a little time in Monahans and Fort Stockton before that, but yeah. Yep. 1 ball and 1 strike to Curtis Cox. There's a throwback to 1st. Nothing doing. Hoogerwerf safe.
So, Bill, the Vikings are in the situation they got runners at 1st and 3rd. So
no out, 3-0 lead, bottom of the fourth.
Typically when they try to steal in this situation.
There's the 1-1, a ground ball, gets through for a base hit. That's going to score Merritt J. We'll have runners at first and second. Safe and sound is Merritt J. going across the plate. And we're going to have a change of pitchers because this is the second trip. We'll be back.
Right through the gap between the first and second baseman there.
The next batter's number 10, the pitcher, Aaron Perez. Yeah, they learn those things as they get older to go ahead and make that play, get the ball, and then the pitcher covers. But they're freshmen. They're still melding. Doing a great job, by the way. There's a throwback to first. Keep that guy honest. He gets back in plenty of time. Of course, that is Garrett Gardner, the runner at first. First pitch misses for ball one upstairs.
So in these freshman games, Bill, it's typically you just want to see them make the play and not try to get too far ahead of themselves.
They sit into right field, scooped up. Gardner thought about going to third, but what a heck of a throw by the right fielder, Ethan Bernard. I mean, the runner, Gardner, he was halfway to third, and that throw was a rope. Wow, that arm reminds me of Shane Buechele when he played here. The next batter is number 23, Jacob Waller. So the catcher, Jacob Waller, steps up to the plate next, and he's a tall guy. Looks like he's got some healthy size to him. Swing and a miss for strike one.
He's a big kid there. And he's the catcher, so you expect him to be a little bigger.
Unless they're David Frawley. Then you expect him to be spunky. But pretty quickly, Tucker Isbell ahead of the catcher, Jacob Waller. No balls and 2 strikes. There's 1 out and 2 on here in the top of the first inning. Isbell steps off the mound, turns and looks. The runner goes back to second. No one there for a throw, but he's keeping him honest.
Bill, you mentioned a former Lamar graduate.
Oh, I thought that was going to be called a strike.
I thought it was strike 3, yeah.
But called a ball one.
You mentioned Shane Buechele. Shane's going to be playing quarterback for the SMU Mustangs.
Yes.
You notice that?
Looking forward to seeing him back in the Metroplex.
Yeah.
2 balls and 2 strikes, and being a former Aggie, it doesn't bother me to see him leave the Longhorns. I always rooted for Shane Buechele, even if I wasn't quite rooting for the Longhorns. But what a great family, all the way around, that whole Buechele family. Man, parents, kids, everybody.
They've been big-time supporters of Lamar High School over the years.
Oh, yeah. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Just misses.
Wow.
So this
like
umpire,
pitch there is.
yeah, this umpire, like the previous one, who's now in the field, they rotated, has a fairly tight strike zone so far, also, which is fine. Hopefully they're consistent. There's a fly ball that goes into left field.
Long run back.
That's going to be over his head, going to the fence. 1 run will score on the double by Jacob Waller.
Jacob Waller hit that deep and over the head of the...
Scoring is number 4, Garrett Gardner. The next batter is number 8, shortstop Blake Odom.
Over the head of left fielder Jake Broom. Broom made a good effort to get that ball in and just hold Lamar to 1 run there, Bill. There's runners at scoring position. Now there's going to be a runner for Waller. It's number 9.
Courtesy runner for the Colts.